Hey, what's up, everybody? Colin here, co-host, of course, of Two Sides of the Pitch podcast, joined by my other co-host.
It's Jamie and Colin and
It's
Michael. How are you guys?
it's Jamie. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How about you today?
Yeah, letting the hair go a bit crazy today, so can't bother
You
to
just
brush it.
always have to brag that you have hair. We get it, Jamie. You've got hair. I don't have hair. I get it.
I'm
No,
sorry.
it looks good. It looks good, man. It looks good. Yeah, hope everybody out there's having a good day.
Mhm.
And I wanted to let everyone know that, as usual, today's show is brought to you by Alloy Collectors. The link is above, uk.alloycollectors.com, where they sell the coolest and most exclusive metal football kits. You can get one of these. These little metal football kit models are awesome. They're a very unique gift, perfect for the football fan in your life. And if you use the code TwoSides, you get 15% off. You can't beat that. You can't beat that with a baseball bat. It is a very good deal. So everybody, if you've got a football fan in your life, make sure you check out uk.alloycollectors.com to check out what kits they've got, if they've got one for the person in your life, and if they do, make sure you use the code TwoSides. It helps yourself and it helps us. So we would really appreciate it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that was worded perfectly.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better at this.
Yeah.
Oh man, but Jamie, we got a match tomorrow, dude. Are you excited?
Yes, it's been a long time. It feels like I'd love to have Spurs play every single day, so I've got something to watch because there's only so much TV shows, Suits I can watch. So
tell everybody how many times you've watched that. You told me earlier. It's funny.
Yeah. So Suits is probably one of my favorite TV shows, and I know there's 9 seasons, but I've probably watched it all the way through so many times, around about 8 or 9 times. Sometimes I'm not paying attention; it's just in the background. It's just I have a bit of an addiction.
That's like me with The Office, the American Office. I can't. The British Office is weird. I can't get into it.
I hate the English one. The American one, I didn't like it at first. So I had to watch a few seasons, and then I got really into it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good show. But welcome into everybody. Before we get too far off topic into TV shows, want to welcome in some lovely people in the chat. The first person here was actually a Wolves supporter. Look at that! Wow, showing the Spurs supporters up today. It's Ryan G. What's up, Ryan? Hope you're good.
I'm gonna say, Ryan, who are you guys playing this weekend? I haven't actually looked at the pictures.
Yeah, I haven't either. Ryan, let us know who you guys have this weekend.
Well, I did the predictions this morning on TikTok, just obviously because I just still get stuff out there, and I got Monica, my wife, to do the predictions with me because I'm really bad at it. So I was like, "You did," and she done some interesting results.
Maybe throw a couple of cheeky bets on there, man. Maybe she'll be right.
Well, she did a 0-0, which I was surprising. So
those are. I think that's actually not the weirdest one. I think a 0-0 draw is a good one. A 1-1 draw is always a good guess.
Yeah, so for LHLs later on, I'm going to use her predictions instead of doing me tomorrow.
Nice, dude. Yeah, see how it goes. We got Quez Ali in the house saying good morning, Call, Jamie, Ryan, and everyone. Good morning, Quez. Hope you are well, buddy. We got Daniel Coy's in the house. Daniel, it was real nice having you on the other day. I will get your digits from Jose today, and we will have you on the next one, man. It was awesome having you on. So we definitely need to make sure that we do that again. It's not a one-off thing. And look at this. He says they're playing Villa away. Tough match. Tough match. Sure is. So yeah, man. We're supposed to be having some guests on today. So I'm just waiting for them to phone in as per usual.
We got some stuff to go over. Right?
Yeah, it's tough. They're calling overseas. There's some problems there. But yeah, guys, we've got we've got our predicted lineup for the fixture tomorrow. We've got just some talking points. So I'm really excited to get everybody involved. We're just now waiting for our guests, and should be. How does that always happen? Hold on 1 second here.
We had a conversation.
Hello. Yeah, what's up? Of course, Robbo. Yeah, we'll get you right in, man. We'll get you right in. Robbo, what's up?
Hey guys, how we all doing? All right.
We're doing good. You got the phone to work. You got the phone to work overseas, man. You're good at that.
Modern technology is a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
It surely is. It surely is. But yeah, dude, who you guys playing this weekend, Robbo?
We are playing Crystal Palace away tomorrow at 5:30. Should be a tough game, but should be a good game as well. Palace always turn up against Man United. I think they've done us 4-0 last season. It was an absolute travesty, but we had a complete defence. So I think we had Casemiro in defence as well. So I'm expecting better things. But yeah, it should be a good game.
And you're doing a watch along tomorrow, which I saw.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do that on TikTok tomorrow. It's my first one. I'm going to do a watch along. Invite people to sort of join in, talk about the 3:00 kickoffs as well while the game's going on. And then we'll see how it goes. I haven't done one yet, so be interesting to see sort of how it goes. So I'm a little bit nervous, but it should be all right.
I was going to do the Tottenham Newcastle one, but obviously I had stuff going on, so I ended up doing the Liverpool Man U. And it's so hard to do a watch along and try and communicate with people.
It's impossible almost. Yeah, you don't get to watch the game very closely. I'll tell you that. Much. So Rob, you'll probably have to rewatch the match.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about how, if Man United go 1-0 down, are people going to see me cry? Am I going to? Do you know what I mean? How are people going to? How do I react? And also if we go in front, do I cheer as I normally do? Do I have to? Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. So I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be awesome, man. Everybody, we'll make sure to plug your channel or plug your TikTok before we end. But yeah, everybody, that's going to be fun. That'll be an awesome one. We got Audio Artisan in the house. Good afternoon, chaps and chat. Big up Audio, and we're waiting on one more guest. I wouldn't be surprised if the phone rings any second. And with that, I can hear like a high pitched noise. I think before the phone rings. That's what we're going with. But hold on, let me grab this. See who we've got on the line. Hello. You son of a bitch. Yeah, of course, man. Get you right on. One moment. You guys are going to love this. I love this guy. It's AJ. What's up, man?
AJ. Yeah, man.
Big up, guys. Big up, guys. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's the weekend countdown. And Cole, I just need to know, how do you know my mum is a bitch? What's happening there?
We go way back, actually. She and I have been friends since like 1985. We met at a Fish concert. She was real cool. I was having a bad trip. She saved me. She made sure that I didn't freak out too bad. She was super nice. Good friend. So no, you're not a son of a bitch. You're just a regular bitch. Just kidding again. Obviously. AJ, love you, man. I love you. So guys, yeah, AJ, we play. Why can't I think of words today? We have a match tomorrow against Brentford. That's the team.
Brentford.
Are you excited? Are you nervous?
I'm excited. It's another chance to. At the moment, the last memory we've got of our club is that travesty, that daylight robbery against Coventry. So this is another chance to go again, reset, and put in a decent performance and try to get rid of that horrible, nasty taste that we've still got in our mouths.
Yeah, I still love that smash and grab, and the fact that some people are like mad about it sort of makes me happy. I'm kind of a tool, and I like stuff that makes other people mad. Does that make me a bad person? Maybe, but
we all get our kicks. We all get our kicks in various different ways. But for me, I just felt so sorry for Coventry. I mean, elated that my club are through, but
that's true.
I felt so sorry for them because they gave it everything. They played us off the park. They did not deserve to lose. They just didn't. But
that's football.
It's a game that lasts from the first whistle to the last, and you have to be on it. You have to give it all, especially when there's only one goal in it. No matter how poor the team you're against are playing, you have to.
Even if you're playing against Spurs.
If you don't keep at it, you get punished, and unfortunately for them, they were.
Yeah, but I like that last minute because they've tried so hard and it's just not got there. Maybe that's just me. I'm just being petty, but I don't care.
Yeah, you're petty too. We're both petty. We're two petty guys. I think that's why our channel works so well. We should change the name to Two Petty Guys podcast.
The Petty Boys.
The Petty Boys. But yeah, so and then obviously Robbo, his team plays Palace. Robbo, it looks like you're at Old Trafford today. How's the weather?
Yeah, look, it's beautiful sunshine up here in Manchester. I'm the only one on the ground. They've let me in. No, I was having a bit of mess about it, and I think it looks pretty cool.
I think it looks.
Going to what AJ said, about Coventry. I know firsthand the hand of how Coventry played. I mean, with the semi-final of the FA Cup last year, I felt, although I was elated that we got the job done in the end, I was gutted for them because they put up such a fight to then, come back from 3-0, get all the way to penalties. We're denied a last-minute goal by like the smallest of offsides, and they're up there when they're on it. They play well, and so yeah, fair play to Coventry. But like I said to you guys the other day, the main important thing is winning and getting through. And the beauty of the Premier League and all these cups and the Europe is there's never too far away till the next game. So both Man United and Tottenham play tomorrow. Now you get a chance to move on. Tottenham have got a chance to sort of keep a bit of run of form going by playing again. Man United have got a chance to continue their upward trajectory. They played well the other night. Yes, it was against Barnsley, but they've got a chance now to keep that form going and then go into Europe next week. And then I believe next week it's Man United against Tottenham next Sunday.
That's going to be a wild one.
We're doing a watch along for that, aren't we, Coles?
We are. And then you said you got a buddy. You got a buddy that's going to be on. And I think we should have Robbo on too. We could have a couple Spurs, a couple United people.
My brother's going to be spending time with my mate Sky, so they're going to be watching it in London somewhere. So,
nice,
yeah, Robbo, if you want to come on and watch it,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'll definitely have to join in on that. And it'd be interesting. Like, it'd be the first time since we've started chatting that the teams are playing against each other. So but it should be a good game. And yeah, hopefully we're getting a bit of form going into it.
We might not.
No, you might not let me on after it, or I might not want to come back on afterwards. It might be one of those.
If you score, I'm switching you off.
Yeah. Muted. No, Audio Artisan lets us know that the center back from Coventry was from Spurs Academy. Lewis Banks.
Yeah, Binks. Yeah. I heard someone say that the other day.
Interesting. And then Daniel says the only positive to take from that game is it's quite clear to see the players are still fighting for him, aka Ange, with them last minute goals. But other than that, the performance was a shambles. Yeah, man, it definitely wasn't beautiful football. That's putting it mildly.
I think it's just what we were talking about, wasn't it? Like, these guys are not really played together, so they don't know how you've been chucked in, and you're playing against a position that lower league. You kind of want it more because obviously they've got more to prove because money is revenue, isn't it?
And it's easy to rock up against a team like that and think, hey, we're gonna get the 3 points. You don't even have to get out of second gear. We're gonna just and AJ, we haven't heard you talk a whole lot other than me calling you names. AJ, what did you think of the match? I mean, do you agree? Performance was a shambles, but it did seem like the players were still fighting for Ange, right? Is that what you took from it as well?
I'm not sure about that last bit.
Oh no!
My initial thoughts. I think I was on Kate's show, and I was saying that fundamentally he needs to go with a strong core. He needs to go with the main six, 7, 8 players and sprinkle a couple of players into that. And then when you've got control of the match, when you're in a position where you're dictating play and you're not under so much pressure, then you bring on more youngsters and you can finish the game with half the team of people who haven't played so far this season, or youngsters on the periphery trying to break into the team. He made wholesale changes, and from the very first whistle, we were under pressure. They were attacking, probing, looking at ways they could exploit us. We didn't look like a team. We looked like a random group of people that you just put on a pitch and put on a Spurs shirt and said, go on, give it a crack. It was the wrong decision, and it nearly cost us. He did the same at Fulham last season.
Yeah, I was going to say you would have thought he'd have learned. You'd have thought he'd have learned from last year.
I don't know whether he's trying to make some sort of point, whether he is just has genuine belief that these players are going to carry him through. But some of the players didn't even have any prior game time at all. You've got the Redwood in goal, who I've seen trees fell quicker than that man. It was he nearly killed Dragusin. They're just absolutely shambolic. And a smaller, hungrier club who, let's be honest, the trophies mean more to being in that competition, because the further they go, the more money they get, the better their club is. They don't have the revenue streams that we have. I think it was absolutely shambolic, and if we'd have gone out, we would have had no excuse. There would be nothing we could have said or done to sugarcoat it in any way, shape, or form. The fact that we scrape through, the fact that we scrape through, is still it's left a bitter taste in a lot of people's mouths. And he needed to bring on Maddison and Kulu and Spence. Spence played brilliantly when he got on. Spence, a man that's been left out in the wilderness, played brilliantly. For me, he has earned a place in the team. He's earned consideration for. Let's not just wait until the mediocre early stages of cup competitions. Let's get you in. Let's get you playing competitive football, because you've shown more in that 45 minutes than most of the team did for the 90, you know? Maddison came on and looked more incisive, more direct, more willing to get forward and create than he has done so far this season. Son, again, anonymous, didn't do anything, didn't create, didn't contribute to any noteworthy standard that I was aware of. But again, the man, the Swedish
Son
prince,
played?
the Swedish prince himself, the king of all of Sweden, Dejan Kulusevski, yet again. This man is so underrated, it's almost criminal. He is versatile. You can play him, utilize him in so many different ways. This man needs to be playing week in, week out. And yes, I would still make it known to Maddison. He came off the bench, he played well, but one swallow does not make a summer, right? He needs to play on the bench and come on in place of Kulu once Kulu's had 65, 70 minutes. Then you assess the situation, and has he done enough to oust Kulu from the team? Because you can't play two number 10s in every game. There are some that it applies to, some it doesn't. So who are you going to go with? A man that creates and causes problems and is a handful every time he gets on the pitch, or someone that shows up and tries to get involved when he wants to?
And can get people can get in his head easily and
exactly. Yeah. I'm whatever way it happened, I would have preferred a convincing victory. I'm sure we all would have, but whatever way it happened, we are through. We go on to the next round, and it's another chance to reset and go again. I hope that he learns and does not make wholesale changes. I'm hoping that he puts 2 or 3 players in. You can't put a whole new midfield in against a team that are going to be bang up for the competition and expect them to try and dominate. It's not going to happen. So
I want to ask you this.
That's my take. Go on.
Do you think that Spence and Johnson saved Ange's job? Would you go that far?
Yes. I think if we had lost that match, especially after, I've already been speaking for so long, but let me just quickly try and whittle it down as small as possible, right? I think if he goes with the main team and we still get B, you could argue that the players aren't turning up and they haven't put in a performance. With him making the changes that he did, if we'd have been eliminated, it would have been solely down to him. Yes, the players still need to be accountable and they still need to put in a shift, but he's upset the apple cart, right? He's taken the team and completely tipped it on its head. He's playing people that haven't played together, you know, and that would have been on him. If we hadn't won that match, that loss is solely, not solely on him, but you're looking at 90%. Brennan Johnson, considering everything he's been through, all the stresses and the troubles and the harassment he's had, in those dying moments of the game, to finish as coolly as he did, excellent. Absolutely excellent. And that is where he needs to be utilised. That is where Brennan Johnson is dangerous, playing that sort of football where the team are turned, facing their own goal, and he's being played in. When he's got the ball at his feet and he's trying to face his man up and drive at them and break into the box, he's not a good dribbler. He uses his pace to break in behind and put the ball across and make something happen. That's why I think he's a much better use as an impact player than he is playing for the whole 90.
I agree with everything that you said. I don't have any complaints. I don't think you were speaking out of line in anything that you said there. I agree completely. Jamie?
Yeah, I'm going to say Kulu is so vital. Like, the team kind of needs to be built around him at the moment because he's the one that's in form. He's been in form.
It's his red hair. I'll just say that. I'll just come out and say he's holding it down for the redheads across the globe. So
it's more like Robbie Blonde. That's what we're going to go with, not ginger.
Yeah,
so,
it's true. It's true. He's not quite Paul Scholes' red hair.
Oh, yeah, no, he's so vital. Like we said the other day, he's not quick, but he's a muscly guy, and he just barges through people, and he does the good key pass. So he's definitely got to start tomorrow. I'd be surprised if he's not. But he
has to.
Yeah, number 10 role.
Yeah.
I'm going to say now that man scores tomorrow.
You're saying he scores tomorrow if he starts?
He scores tomorrow, yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm down. I'm with it. I subscribe to that timeline. Destiny 5 says that you hit the nail on the head, AJ. So you've got somebody in the chat agreeing with you at least.
I would take it. I'm happy if nobody agrees with me, but if there's one person, then I'm all for it.
So he's kind of saying that Destiny agrees with him, but Colin, you don't. The way that comes across.
No, I agree. I agree with him. Everybody, I want to say Luca Talks Balls in the chat. He wants us to know he's going live now. So anybody, if you are into Arsenal stuff or the pre-Arsenal City match, he said he's got a big City fan on. So just wanted to throw that out there. Luca is going live.
I'm a City fan on Sunday, so it doesn't matter.
Me too. And while I'm plugging other channels, also, more importantly, El Tahakalkarel. He's got a show coming on in like an hour, his weekly prediction show. So everyone make sure that if you haven't already, go on over there and subscribe. Help out everybody. We're all a big family. We're all fighting the same YouTube algorithm together. So let's help each other out. Yeah, I just wanted to get Daniel's comments up really quick. And then I wanted to talk to Robbo a bit about their match. Daniel said, though, that people are saying Spence has done great going forward, and he gets that. But it was him switching off on his side that allowed a guy a free shot. It was on his side. So don't be blinded by the goal he scored. And he makes a point there.
He makes a point, but Spence done really well. Like we said the other day, like he had the 3 defenders or whatever it was near him, and he wanted it so much he got through. So he's good going forward.
I can see what Daniel's saying. And yeah, I get that. If it's no good scoring goals, if you're going to be making mistakes and conceding goals, they cancel each other out. Like, you might as well not be on the pitch. But Spence hasn't played. Spence hasn't had game time. Spence is going in cold. He come on 45 minutes. He had 45 minutes of the game, and he affected it positively. Because of him, we got back on terms. We could have been 4 or 5-0 down. You know, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody. I don't care who you are, what profession, personal, whatever. Every single footballer has made a mistake to some degree. Every manager does. Yeah. It's about learning from the mistake and can you rectify that mistake? And I think breaking forwards, getting on the end of a ball and scoring a goal to level it up in the game that we should have been dead and buried in is a way of vindicating any mistakes he may have made in the match.
Yeah, agreed. And
yeah, because I saw a lot of people on X or Twitter saying 100% he has to start this weekend. Are you going to take out Poro your doggy? No. Keep him on the bench. Come on as a sub if we're fighting for anything or just to get game time. I would not start him.
You wouldn't? I don't know.
I wouldn't start. Are you going to take off Poro your doggy?
Probably doggy. I think doggy's been playing kind of shit this season so far. But I mean, the argument there is: do you play him into form, or do you bench him? And I don't know the correct answer to that, but I could see the argument for both.
If Doggy is still playing his way in, he didn't have a preseason. He'd had surgery, so he's still realistically about 4 or 5 matches behind everybody. He's still got to get his fitness up, and he's got to get matched up. And you only do that by playing games. He hasn't been great, but if we stop him from playing, he's not going to get to that level, is he? So he still needs to play. But now we know that Spence is an option and looks very good in attack. Yes, I agree with Daniel Coyes. He is a little bit suspect in defence, but the more games he plays, the better he'll be.
Poro was the same way, and his defensive game has improved a lot. So
Poro got ripped to shreds and cooked alive when he started playing for us. Absolutely, it was embarrassing. But
it was
that's why you have coaches. It was. I'm not joking. I'm sure we all felt the same. Watching that game, I was like, "What have we done? What have we signed?" But they're professionals. They work hard. You have to trust that they're gonna want to improve. And under the right manager, the right coaching staff, and with the right drills, he has improved, and he is a much better player now for us all round.
Exactly, 100% agree. We got a couple of fellas in the chat pointing out that he is not a left back; he's a right back. And just like Donnelly's not a left back, Donnelly's not a left back when Ange put him there. Destiny 5 saying the same thing, and he's saying we have Regulon. I call him Regulon. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's a good question. It's a good question. Yeah, I don't. There must be something going on behind the scenes with Regulon, because I don't think we're going to see him play for Spurs anymore. Truly, but maybe I'm
I
wrong.
can't remember. Is he in? He's not in the Europa League squad, is he?
AJ, you're gonna have to let us know. AJ, please tell us you know. I sure don't.
I don't. All I know is that Spence didn't get put into the squad. I think he should have.
And I think if Spence didn't, then Regulon probably did. But that's just a guess.
What show was I on? I think it was on this show, wasn't it? I said I didn't even know that Regulon was still at the club. I thought we sold him.
Was on the show. Yeah.
I thought he'd gone because which is a shame, because I think there's a footballer in there. The right team, I think he flies, but
he looked good under Mourinho when he first came.
There's been nothing said about him, and I know some teams were interested, and he's not included in the match day squads, and so I thought he'd already left. That's my ignorance, but
he must have pissed Ange off royally in some way. That's my best guess. But guys, we've got Robbo in the house. Robbo, you've been quiet. We haven't included you very much. I feel kind of bad about that.
No, that's fine. I liked going back to Regulon. I liked him when he was at Man United. He didn't, we had him on loan for the first half of the season last season. I quite liked him. It was an attacking fullback. He liked to get forward. He was quite good defensively, but didn't play that much. But yeah,
must be an attitude thing, don't you think?
Maybe potentially, there's got to be something there, for a new manager to come in and then loan him out to two different clubs. Because didn't he spend the second half at Brentford of the season, and then then this season he's not getting a look in. So there's obviously a clash there that Postecoglou doesn't fancy him, and he's not getting a look in. So
it's been many managers that haven't seemed to fancy him, and then you guys didn't take him for the second half of the season last year.
No,
despite
it's
him
a shame.
Kind of fine.
It's a shame, because I think he's a good player, but you need to get the right manager to be able to coach that sort of player. Like as soon as you get a player with a bit of a bad attitude, that stays with him, and then if a manager doesn't like it, boom, you're not playing, no matter how good you are. Do you know what I mean? You look at other players like Balotelli, for example, one of the most talented players, and he could. He annoyed so many managers. You've got the right attitude, you're not going to play him.
It is a bit weird, though, isn't it, with the whole Regulon thing? Because you would assume for there to be issues, like he came to United, was only there half the season. He's under different managers at Spurs. He's not getting it. You would assume that it's attitude, it's not application, because when he gets on, he plays the part. And as you said, Robert, you were impressed with him, but you would think usually when there are murmurings of players having bad attitudes, there are stories that come out that verify what we're hearing, but there doesn't seem to be anything ever said that would make you go, yeah, actually, he's a bit of a dick. Do you know what I mean? I understand why. There doesn't seem to be anything said about him, so I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, there's something underlying, I think, but maybe it will come out in the future. Who knows? But something's not right with that.
Yeah, and I feel like once you have a reputation for having a bad attitude, it'll follow you. And so even if you don't really, even if you kind of sort that out, it's still kind of that reputation, you're stuck with it. If anybody was like me and was a dumb teenager and got in some trouble, and about reputations and how they can stick with you, you got to work hard to get rid of those. So I mean, and guys, look what we got. We got Decaro in the house. What's up, Big D? He's saying I like Regulon. Yeah, I mean, I thought honestly I liked him too when he was in the squad, but there's something going on, and I don't think we'll see much. Eltel reckons we'll see him with injuries, so that he'll possibly get some minutes. And Daniel Coys is saying that he's heard it's his timekeeping that's cost him his Spurs career. You show up late, that won't look good.
How footballers can just show up late. The amount of money you're on, like, you'd be excited to go and kick a ball around for like 50k, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'd be excited. I'd be excited to go do it for £50.
No, like you go there and go, oh, you're playing football today? Oh, yeah, all right, then, yeah, cool. If I'm going to work, I'll be on a computer. I'm like, if I'm late. But yeah, if you're going to kick a football, I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to get to work.
Right. And guys, so we've got one of our let's say future enemies here, and Robbo. We're playing them the next match after tomorrow, the next Premier League match after tomorrow. But you guys have got Palace, and I wanted your thoughts on that. And I also, David Clark has asked, is your center forward fit for your game at the weekend?
I think he's back in training. I think Højlund is back training. Whether he'll start, whether he'll keep that Xerxes up front and maybe bring Højlund on if it's not going particularly well. But I think from what I've heard of the press conference, I think both him and Mason Mount. Mason Mount does play for Man United, even though he's played about sort of 6 times in a year. I think they're both training now. So I think that from the looks of it, they're both going to be in the squad. I don't think Højlund will start. I think it's too early for him. I think maybe he'll come off the bench and then maybe start him in Europe and then see how he goes for obviously next week's games. But it'd be good to get him back because
I'm a Højlund fan.
Yeah, I really rate him. I think when you get him going, if you get him in a good team, get him a goal, he'll then go on a run of games and score a lot of goals. He's a good finisher, he's quick, he's young, and he will only get better as well. So I'm pleased we've got him at the club. A bit of a difficult start last season, but you saw once he got that first goal, the relief on him. And then he went on like a 5-6 game scoring spree. I think he got at least double figures in the Premier League last season, which, considering he didn't score for the first sort of 3-4 months, is good numbers. Keep him fit, get him a run of games. I think he'll do quite well.
Because you got him from Atalanta, didn't you? Was that hefty?
Yeah.
What was the fee? It was quite hefty, wasn't it?
Yeah, I want to say it was in the 40 or 50 million mark, but that's your sort of standard now for players. You know, I remember years ago, 50 million got you Zidane. Now 50 million gets you, some 20-year-old, do you know what I mean, or a 20-year-old kid from Chelsea or City. Do you know what I mean? It's the price of fees are amazing nowadays. It's just incredible. But
yeah, those fees for young kids from Chelsea though are clearly, there's something up with that. You know what I mean? That's on it. Yeah, but no, I totally agree, man. That the money has totally changed the game. But yeah, are you nervous about your match for Spurs?
Do you think you're gonna? Sorry. Do you think you're gonna win tomorrow?
Yeah. If you'd have asked me this question this time last week, I'd have been a bit nervous. Palace away is always a difficult game. We got absolutely, like I said earlier, we got absolutely done there last year, but we did have like a very depleted defence. Like I said, I think we had Casemiro centre back who had an absolute shocker. But the last 2 games, the Southampton away, and I know Tuesday was against Barnsley, but the players looked confident, they looked agile, they looked like they wanted to score at any moment. We haven't seen that for a while. They looked like they wanted to put a performance on. So I'm a bit more confident now. I've gone in my predictions. I've gone for Man United to win 2-1. I think it's going to be a good game, close game. Palace away in an evening kickoff. The atmosphere is incredible. Like the absolute, it's one of the. Whenever I watch it on the telly, it's one of those grounds I think I'd love to be there. I would love to be there at that ground in an evening kickoff with that atmosphere. So hopefully, Man United don't let it get to them. But yeah, I think they'll get the result and then get the form going into our first Europa League game in the week, and then into playing Tottenham next Sunday.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you've probably the best time to play them because they're not in the best of form, have they? Because they got an equaliser against Leicester last week, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, have they won a game yet this season? I'm not quite sure, but I know they haven't sort of not played well, really.
Sanket's saying that he's predicting a 3-1. I don't think that's too far off.
I'll take that. I would take that.
I'm gonna go with my wife's prediction. She put 1-0 to Man United.
I saw your wife's predictions. I might have to get my wife to do it for me because, like I said, with my podcast, with my TikTok stuff, I predict all the Premier League games, and if I get 5 or less right outcomes, I have to do a forfeit. And every week I've had to do a forfeit, so I might have to get my wife involved and get her to do the predictions for next week. She doesn't
know much about football. She just can't watch it with me. So if Spurs are playing, she'll go in another room because I can't.
Oh, really?
My pace, because I can't sit still. So she's like, no. So do it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the prediction how your wife got on with her scores, and Yeah,
If she
like I
does,
said, I
if
might
she
have to
does
take a leaf out
well,
of your book.
if she does well, she's putting a lottery on. I'll tell you that now.
Can
Yeah,
I?
100%, 100%.
Can
Sorry, AJ,
I?
I'll cut you off.
Yeah, AJ.
So what? Sorry.
I'll cut
Oh,
you
we
off.
cut
Sorry.
you off a second ago. You were trying to talk, but we said no.
Oh no, no. I was just going to say, Palace is just one of those teams you never really know what you're going to get from them. They can be extremely good or extremely bad, and when you play them at theirs, it's a smaller stadium, it's a close stadium. The fans are always up for it, and that seems to give them the energy of like the 13th man, let alone the 12th. So if the game was at Palace, I'd say that Palace have got a chance of getting something out of it, whether they nick a win or get a draw. But United are finding a bit of form now, and I think it's going to be. I think United are going to be too much. I hope. I hope that either Hoyland isn't as close to return as being rumoured, and he
I just
maybe
realised.
misses like 3 or 4 games. Because knowing our luck, I rate him very highly. I think he's a very very good young striker.
Same.
He won't play. He won't play tomorrow. He might get a few minutes, in Europe, and then he'll get on the pitch ready to face Spurs, and bang, there you go, he scores a goal. I think he's a very good young striker. I think when it works for him, when everything clicks into place, I think he'll be formidable. He's very strong. He's a hard runner, a fast runner. He's direct. He's quite intelligent for a younger sort of player. I think you put the right people around him to provide him with the opportunities, and he'll score you a bag full of goals.
Yeah, he
It's a-
puts
Yeah,
himself in the
definitely
right
agree.
positions.
Sorry,
His
I'll cut
positioning,
you off.
I say his positioning seems top notch. That's something I've noticed about him, and especially with younger players with good positioning, I feel like that really helps their trajectory. The physical stuff like that all can you can. Yeah, the positioning to me is what's most impressive with him, and I think that Spurs would be good to have a player like him in the team. Hopefully, Solanke can be that type of player for us. We'll wait and see. But no, I think he's a good player. Hopefully, Hoyland
got
can
a-
overtake Holland because I don't like Holland.
Well,
very
well,
much.
do you know what's annoying? Every person that's always injured, they always seem to come back for the Spurs game. It's always pisses me off. So, because
Guys,
he scored a bang
why-
against us last year.
Guys, while he's here, because to be honest, I know loads of Arsenal fans, I know Chelsea fans, West Ham fans. I don't know many United fans to actually speak to. So I'd like to just ask him a question and
Yeah, go
get
ahead.
his take on it. What is as a United fan, what is your honest take on Mason Mount and Anthony?
I'll leave Anthony to last because it really frustrates me with him. But Mason Mount, I think it was a strange buy. I didn't get it. To spend, I think it was upwards of 50 million on Mount when there wasn't really a position for him at the football club. He sort of is a similar player to Fernandes. I mean, likes to get on the ball, spread it about, but playing that sort of number 10 role. So there wasn't really to spend that amount of money on a player that there's no position for was a strange sort of move. I think when he was part of our England team, the England team that got to the Euros final and the World Cup quarters. I know he wasn't in the last squad. He can be a really good player, and I think he just for some reason. I don't know if Man United are pushing him too hard in training, but he just seems to be constantly injured. So I want to see him have a run of games in the team and then see how he performs and then judge him, because I don't think he's played more than 4 games in a row since he's been at the club. So I think he needs a run of games. I think he scored against, I want to say it was Brentford was it Sheffield United last season? I think it was his first goal. It was his first game back. But yeah, give him a run of games, and then I can judge him and see how he will actually perform, where he will play in the United team. But it's going to be difficult for him to get in. We've got Ugarte now, Mainu, obviously Fernandes. I don't know where he fits in. I really don't. You know what I mean?
Fernandes is getting old though, right? He's getting up there in age, isn't he, Bruno?
But he's still got a good few years left in him. And do you know what I mean? I don't think Mount's probably that much younger than him. Well, probably about 3 or 4 years, I think. But Anthony, I don't know where to start with him, to be honest. Like, he showed such good promise when he started. Yeah, I mean, there you go. Anthony is pants, and that's being nice. That probably is being nice, to be honest. I don't get it. He would have suited Man United back in 1999. When we had Beckham on the one side and Giggs on the other. How the football used to be played: 4-4-2. Bomb down the wing and then cross it with your foot. Obviously, nowadays they want a left-footed player on the right-hand side to cut in, but a lot of the better players will bomb it down the wing. If they have to cross it with their weaker foot, they will. Anthony doesn't do that. He's constantly chopping in and crossing it or trying to shoot. It's only Arya and Robin I've ever known to do that. And can be successful a lot of the time. If you was to put Anthony on the left,
doing the same thing over and over and over
exactly.
Again.
If you was to put Anthony on the left and literally just have him bomb down the left, because he is quick and he can control the ball. He has got good control of the ball. Get him down the left, bomb it down and cross it in, whip it in for the likes of Højlund to sort of come onto. But him on the right cutting in, it's not working. He's just is a one-trick pony that he doesn't have a right foot, and it's so frustrating. Because I think there is a potential there to be a really good player, but if you're spending 80 million quid on potential, something's wrong, and that doesn't bode well. Do you know what I mean? 80 million pound on a potential good player is this is what we said about earlier about the transfer fees going through the roof. 80 million pound on a very young player who's played a few seasons in Holland, which, not being funny, is not the most competitive league in the world. To come to England and try and do it under that sort of price, it's something else. But yeah, I don't really rate him that much, and I would love for him to prove me wrong.
Personally, I don't think either one of them should be. Granted that United, you're not the club you were in footballing terms, but obviously I believe you'll get back there. Your infrastructure and the people surrounding the club, I think you'll get back there. I don't know how long it's going to take, but Mason Mount and Anthony aren't Manchester United level players. I would liken Mason Mount to Harry Winks. I don't think he offers any more than your Harry Winks sort of. If he was playing for a Premier League team round about 8th, 9th, 10th, I could understand it. I don't. He did well at Chelsea, but he wasn't standout. And as you said, he hasn't really got the opportunities for you. But when you do get the opportunities, you've got to seize them, or you might not get them again. But that Mainu chap is a totally different. He is absolute quality, the boy. Absolute quality.
I really rate Mainu. I think he's already a superstar. I mean, the way in the Euros he came into the team, but we didn't have that holding midfielder. They tried Trent, and it didn't work, and then put Mainu in it, and he locked down that side of the team. He's going to be a mainstay in the England team for years. My worry is that if we don't improve or get to where we want to be, other clubs will come calling. Do you know what I mean? I think he's that good. He can go to any club and play in a team that will play well for him and win him stuff. But yeah, I rate him very, very highly. I'm a real big fan of his, and he just continues to get better every game I see him play.
Would you say he's vital to your midfield, Bill?
Sadly, yes. What's he, 18, 19? And he's a pivotal person in that midfield. I think he's played the last 20 odd games in a row. And I think he missed obviously the League Cup game, but guarantee he starts tomorrow. He'll start probably Wednesday Wednesday when playing Europa League. He is very much a pivotal person in that midfield. And yeah, I think the sky's the limit for him. I really do think so. I really do.
He's going to be.
There never seems to be any bullshit around the lad either. He always just gets on the pitch, plays his game, and puts in a graft. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I know that if I was a United fan, I know they don't play the same position, but if for me the first name in that midfield on that team sheet would be Mainu, it wouldn't be Fernandes. Fernandes can either be very good, he's like Ston, he's very good, or he's very bad. Except for if he's very bad, he's the whingy, sulky. He's a great footballer. He's a great footballer, and his ability is, when he is on it, he's one of the very best. But his attitude, for me, thinks when it's not working out for him, when he wants to have a sulk. And come on, man, you're being paid £200,000-300,000 a week to play a sport that most of us would give our right and left legs for. Do you know what I mean? It's mad.
We'd be pretty shitty players with no legs. Just saying.
Well, you know.
Special Olympics maybe we'd have to be in at that point. But yeah. No legs.
Speaking of AJ, just mentioned obviously the amount of money players are on, and to play football. I wanted to ask this question to you guys in regards to to go back away from the United game about what that Rodri said about he thinks that there's a potential that players could go on strike because of too many games. What do you feel about that? I think I'll put my view across in a bit, but I want to know what you guys think about what he said about potential players going on strike because they play too many games.
I'll let AJ go first, and then Colin.
AJ, get him.
Get him. I think I saw that. I saw that a back and forth interview between who is it, Darren Bent and I forget his name. He's a United fan though, isn't he? On TalkSport.
Andy Goldstein.
Yes. And I really like Andy Goldstein. And I saw the back and forth and the comments that were made about players going on strike because you're playing 50 games in a season and the potential to play more. I think any professional footballer that is considering striking because of the amount of games they're playing needs to reconsider their career, because you train for 2 hours a day. You don't even train every day. You train 2 hours a day, but let's say you train 2 hours a day and it's every day, right? So that's 14 hours a week, with the exception of Sunday, you game day, you're warming up, right? So let's give an hour's worth of warm up to the game. So that's 3 hours, yeah? So let's say 15 hours a week. So you're invested in your club. You're actually working. You're actually running around, kicking a ball, putting in some sort of physical labor. 15 hours a week. Most people are getting near that. Most people in the real world are doing 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hour shifts in the real world per day. Per day. Not per week, per day. They are not seeing anywhere near the sort of money you're getting. Nowhere near. It's going to take them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years to have any sort of respectable money behind them. And let's face it, what happens? They've got access to first class masseuses and physical what are they called? Physical therapists and the best catering, and they get chauffeured here, there, and everywhere. And I'm sorry, what world are you living in? 50 games a year, and that's too much like hard work for you. I think what should happen is anybody even considering this should have a day in the life of, which should be a segment. It could be a segment, right? A day in the life of a postal delivery mailman, woman, a bin man, a doctor, a nurse, a school teacher, a firefighter. Come and do some real work.
Holy smokes, that would be awesome.
Come and do some real graft, some real work in the real world, not where everything is laid on for you, and then go back to football and see if you still feel the same. I think it's absolutely disgusting. I think it's disgusting. And this lady is not for turning. I won't ever believe that it's anything that anybody with any real integrity could get behind. That's just my opinion.
So Ben Kaufman says that Rodri is spot on. They're playing too many games and the game is worse. And then he clarifies and he says, AJ, I get what you're saying, but the physical and mental pressure it is to keep up that level of performance is impossible. And he's saying, so we're seeing, and then Daniel Coyce, I understand it because of all these extra games, but yet we're seeing the quality of football massively drop because the players are shattered half the time with internationals nearly 60 games. Yo,
Cole, can I just come back at Ben slightly with that? Ben, sure. I used to date a school teacher. Date a school teacher. She was out the house at 6 o'clock in the morning, and she didn't get home until 7:30 in the evening. Once she got home, she had a dinner and then did another 2 hours work.
Grading papers
for school every single day. On the weekends, where our weekends are own, No, because she still had to plan for the next week and go into school on the weekends and plan and put things up and arrange things for the. That's a real job. That's physically and mentally and emotionally demanding because children, you're responsible for them. That next wave of people that are going to turn into adults and contribute to society. What about firefighters that risk their lives going into burning buildings to save people? That's stressful. That's hard. Kicking a ball around for a few hours, getting paid an obscene amount of money with everything laid on for you is not by any stretch of the imagination a difficult job to do. I would play football every single day for the rest of my life for half of what any of them are on, and I wouldn't complain about it.
Pete, the paramedic, is saying, let them come and see what we go through, and then let them.
100%, mate. Absolute respect, Pete.
Yep. And by the way, I just got to throw it up because I haven't had a chance to say it yet. Pete gifted 5 Talking Ball memberships. I got to see who those went out to, but big up, Pete. Thank you so much. Pete. We appreciate you, man. Today's show sponsored by Pete, the paramedic, one of the coolest Australians I know. Big love, Pete. Hope you're doing well, man.
I was going to say, Robbo, you've started now. Well done.
I know. I literally, the can of worms open. Enjoy.
Sorry for my rant. Sorry for my rant, by the way. I do apologise for my rant, but it's something. No,
it's just your opinion. So, I agree. I agree with what you said.
I totally concur. Like it really annoyed me when I saw it that was that he's even like he's saying the players are contemplating it. And I know, and I've seen people comment about like the travel they do, going to play into Europe and out. But don't forget, these guys do not like queue up like the rest of us. They get onto a private plane and guarantee it's first class, comfy seats, and straight into it, and then straight to their hotel. Not like us. When we go away, we have to queue up. We have to get there 2 hours early, queue up like the rest of them, and then queue up to get out, things like that. And the ridiculous money they're on, like it's not their it's not their fault they're on this much money. The clubs are willing to pay it, but don't be coming at me saying you're playing too much. You know what I mean? It's it's a maximum 2 games a week. Do you know what I mean? That 2 football matches a week, and that is it. Do you know what I mean? And also, one of the things that really annoys me is the footballers are in a luxury that their manager could turn around to them this week and say, I don't need you this week. Have the weekend off, yeah, and they'll still get paid. My manager is not going to turn around to me next week and say, you know what, Dave, don't worry, we can do without you this week. You stay home and have a week off, and we'll pay you for it. That's not happening. This happens to these players. They get injured, they don't play football, they still get paid. If I get a cold and I can't go to work, get the flu, I don't get paid. Do you know what I mean? They have no idea the luxury they're in and the privileged lives they've got, and the fact that they are even like he has come out and said this ludicrous stuff. They're going to strike to play about playing too many games. Get another job. Get another job.
That's what pissed me off as well, because when I watched it, I was thinking, well, we're playing 70 to 90 games. I was like, you're not guaranteed to play every game, though, are you? So you're still going to get time out. And this is why you got big squads for other people to come in. So shut your mouth, take your 250k, and just get on with it. I understand it's a mental thing. You get everything paid for you, unless you're Tottenham. You got to pay. You only got to get your own Ryanair home. You can't get private jet. But everything else,
they need to. They need to get an absolute grip of themselves.
It is. Fucking nodded.
Nah, and like if they want to play less games, they should take less money. Simple as that.
Exactly. Like do what they used to do for Jamie Redknapp, pay as you play. Like there you go.
All right, so
then we'll soon see if they don't want to play many games. If we pay them per game, they will see what happens. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like you're on 250k a week. You're only going to play 15 games a season, so we're going to give you 100k. No. They fucking play.
Yeah, they will play then. I tell you.
Real quick, there have been so I don't even. I'm kind of changing the subject just a bit, just to make sure that we keep on time and on track. Sankit has asked some questions of our boy Robbo, and he has asked firstly. First of all, he apologizes for not knowing your name. It's Robbo Sankit. So he doesn't understand why Ten Hag doesn't understand Dalot can play at left back.
So I think Dalot can play left back, but I don't. Well, we haven't got a right. We sold Wan-Bissaka, which I wasn't happy with that. I think he's a great defender. He wasn't trouble is they want right backs. They want your fullback to be attacking now. He wasn't an attacking defender, but he was probably the best one-on-one defender in the league. But we haven't got another right back at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like, so with Luke Shaw being out, Malacia, I don't even know if he's still at Man United or Malacia. And that Mazwari, he's come in and he's doing okay, but we haven't got a lot of choices of fullbacks at the moment. So, yeah, that's why we're sort of having to stick with what we've got at the moment. You know, Dallo playing either side and Mazwari. But I want Luke Shaw to get back, but I don't know when he's ever going to be fit again. He seems to have played like 7 games and 3 of them were in the Euros last year or earlier this year. So
Luke Shaw's your Reece James because he's the same. Just doesn't play.
Yeah.
But I bet he gets paid.
Yeah, I guarantee he'll get paid every week on the dot. But yeah, there you go.
And then Singh had one more question. So sorry for the off-topic question. What's our thoughts on some reports saying that Real Madrid will be pushing for Rodri and Trent Alexander in the summer transfer window?
Yeah, get him out of the Premier League. We don't need him in the Premier League no more. Get rid of them.
Yeah, you guys can have Rodri. I think Rodri is just about past his prime. And Trent Alexander,
he is an exceptional player because they just don't lose when he's in the freaking squad. But, you know, as long as he scores a banger on Sunday against Arsenal, I'll be happy.
There you go. That's all we need from him. Then he can go to Madrid. Good question. I don't know. That's a good question, Sankit. Does Real Madrid have the money? I don't know what Liverpool would ask for Trent. You think
I think there's no money in Spain at the moment, though, because I've heard a lot of rumors about that.
But Madrid are the team that do have money. I think. I think the rest of them don't. But Jose always talks about on his show, El Tocacril, that Madrid are backed by like the royal family of Spain, and so they've got like money from them. So I don't know. It's a little bit over my head, but yeah.
I don't know much about it, to be fair.
Me neither. But good question, Sankit. Appreciate having you here, brother. And then, sorry, I'm all over the place, but we got about 30 more minutes that we can go left. Dekaru was saying that he doesn't want to interfere with the speakers, but for the chat, he couldn't catch the Coventry game. You only really needed to see the final 5 minutes anyway, Dekaru. But he says,
no, he needs to watch the whole game. It was perfect. Exceptional performance.
Definitely wouldn't hurt your brain to watch that.
Managerial masterclass.
That's the way it's best. If I have to watch it, go and watch it again. It's brilliant.
He's saying he saw a photo of Johnson looking crap after scoring the winner, and he said, just for chat, what was going on there? I don't know if you noticed or if you knew Dekaru, if you heard much about. He was getting a lot of like abuse, and not just like your shit type abuse, which is fine. You know, that happens to footballers when they don't play well. People let them know. Like we were just saying, they get paid a lot of money. The good takes the good with the bad. But he was getting like, I don't know if it was racial stuff, but it was definitely like just really out of line stuff. Just about like sexuality and stuff that people were just like, I don't know, just being real mean. And so much so that he deleted his Instagram, shut down his Instagram, got off like social media. And so he after he scored the winner, he was happy, of course, to have scored. And this is all my opinion, but I think that he was unhappy with the fan base, with the way he was being treated. And I don't think he wanted to go and celebrate with them. AJ, Jamie, do you guys agree that's probably a lot to do with it?
I'll let AJ go first, mate. He's the guest.
Thank you. Yes, these guys are so polite.
No, I called you an SOB as soon as the show started.
I know. My mum is still crying about that now, but it's all right. I believe it's okay to say how you feel, right? This is how I am as a person. I'll give my honest opinion on something. I never mean to deliberately offend, but if I say something and it does offend you and you bring it to my attention, I will then explain to you, I'm sorry if like what I said or did hurt your feelings or upset you. Wasn't my intention. Like, I apologize. If you still have an issue with that, that is your issue, because I wasn't trying to be. I'm never directly or outwardly insulting or abusive to anyone. It's just not me. It's not what I do.
I don't know.
You can have the opinion.
I can show our text history. Everyone might think differently. No, I'm kidding. Just joking.
I believe that you can have the opinion that someone is not good enough. They're a terrible footballer. I don't want them at my club. If you can say you played shit, you weren't good enough. I don't want you here. Why did we sign him? He's not good enough. He's not at this level. When you take that, bearing in mind we're talking about a game here, right? When you take the game that you're displeased with and you go out of your way to find this person on social medias and insult them personally, be it about their sexuality, about their race, about their religion, their spouses, whatever it is that you feel the need to go after them personally for, not only do you lose any kind of respect for any argument or opinion that you actually have, you lose respect for being a human being, because decent people don't do that sort of thing. You don't target somebody and victimize somebody personally because you don't think they're very good at football. And too many times all this, oh, he's well shit, he's a shit player. The lad has played in the Premier League for 2 teams now. He has made it professionally as a footballer. He has been signed by multiple clubs through his career, and he plays international football for his country. Albeit Wales aren't very good, but he still plays international football, right? So this lad has managed to trick multiple scouts, multiple managers, multiple colleagues. He's managed to trick hundreds of people into believing he's a capable footballer. But to the people that call him shit, no, that he hasn't fooled them. I'm sorry. How many of us could go one-on-one with Brennan Johnson and not get ripped to shreds? It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous to say he's shit. You can say he played shit. You can say you don't think he's at this level. I don't personally. Brennan Johnson for me is not top 6 level. He's not a top 6 level footballer. He isn't. He's good at what he does, and if he's utilised in the right way, he can contribute. But for me, I wouldn't have signed him. I'm not going to shit on the rest of the boy's career or his potential because I don't think he's good enough. You know, people that know more about football than me have signed him, have coached him. So who the hell am I to be absolutely destroying this lad's confidence and going after him, personally attacking him? I'm sorry, but if you do that, you are a cretin. You are a vile, little, weak-minded cretin. Keep it football, purely football, or find another sport to be involved with.
Well, I've not heard that word in a long time, cretin. Jesus.
Hey, Robbo, I put something in the private chat, by the way, for you. Will you check that for me? All right, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jamie.
I was just going to say, just back what AJ said, yeah. We pay our money each week. We're allowed to give him a bit of abuse. When it gets personal, it's no. Like Johnson, if they went one-on-one with Johnson, because I've dislocated my knees so many times, I'll be on the floor. Like the guy's quick. He's a footballer for a reason. Like you said, if he's conned all those people, he's done a bloody good job. So I agree with everything AJ said there.
Yeah, no, same. And I think to answer Descartes' question, I think that's why he wasn't looking super happy after the match. He kind of felt like he did a favor for some people who don't appreciate him, maybe. But again, speculation. You know, I'd have to ask him to be sure.
Again, though, Colin, like people who didn't want Johnson in, they're just gonna have a vendetta. It's the same advantage. There's people still out there I see on Twitter put Ange out, and it's the same images they did no to Ange. It's like they've already made their mind up. They just want someone else that they like. They think it's FIFA. It's not.
No, it really isn't. It really isn't. So yeah, Descartes, it should never get personal. Absolutely. Criticize the play, criticize, football stuff. But yeah, once it gets personal, I'm not about it either. So yeah, that's what I think happened. Look at this. Destiny says we all laughed at Porro, and now he's one of our most important players. Hopefully Johnson will come good. And I like what I saw. And if we play to his strengths, like I think it was Jamie was saying, we play balls in behind, let him run onto the ball. Don't expect him to take on his man because that's really not his game. I mean, you can't expect things. You can't expect things from players that they just don't do.
And I can kind of everything you guys have said. Like we've been on here, we've been talking now for over an hour, and like we've spoke about Man United players, Tottenham players that haven't been playing well, etc. We've not attacked any of them personally. Do you know what I mean? This is we're football fans. We will comment on what we see in regards to what we watch on the telly and how the games go. We will talk about their performances on the pitch. Not once have any of us come out and started, slagging people off in regard to their looks, their appearance, their lifestyle, their attitude. Well, their attitude towards football mainly. But do you know what I mean? We've never attacked them personally. It's all about football, and that's where it should stay. As soon as you creep into going personal, you've crossed the line, which is unacceptable, and it baffles and it really winds me up that people think that it's okay to say that sort of stuff. And yeah, so I totally agree that talk about your football all you want. If you don't think these players are a very good player, we are fans. We can say that, but don't go at them personally. That's where I draw the line.
No, I agree, and I think that's why AJ left, because we got personal.
Oh, no.
I kicked myself out. I pressed the wrong button. I kicked myself out. I was like, "What am I doing?"
I was hoping you didn't want to leave, and I didn't put you back in against your will. So good. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad.
Yeah, we haven't finished getting personal with him, so we'll bring him back and have another go.
Right, AJ. God, AJ, what are you doing? You are a terrible YouTuber, AJ. Just kidding, man. Of course, that is an absolute joke, because you're a wonderful YouTuber, and I'm glad to have you here. We got look at this. David Shear's in the house. What's up, David? He's saying good day and hello, everyone. What's up?
No, Cole. I know you don't. You're American, so cricket. You're probably not a fan of it. But we're not speaking to David, because he was in the group chat earlier and he was mocking the fact that the Aussies beat us. So we're not talking to him today.
My lips are zipped.
Right, sorry, David. It's time to get personal. Jump on the string.
Yeah, it's got awkward now. It's got a bit awkward now.
I like it. Descartes is saying Johnson's young. He's probably 2 years or so from hitting anything like a peak. He's playing first team because we have no depth. I just wish people would keep things in perspective. Yeah, I don't feel like he was brought in to immediately start, for sure, Descartes. So that's a very good point as well. Daniel Coys is saying that he'll never get abusive to a fellow Spurs fan, even if he does think they're deluded. And don't give anyone the right to abuse someone. Big up. And then Daniel Borden. What's up, Daniel? Are you related to Lizzie Borden, the lady with the axe that gave her parents 40 whacks, however that goes? I said, sorry, guys, but if we can't expect our winger to take players on, so why has Ange put him on this position? Is that on Ange and his system? Perhaps, maybe. Again, I don't think the plan was ever for him to be playing this much football yet. But, yeah, don't know. And then we got David saying jokes, mate. And then the quad is on. Come on, you effing Spurs. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And there's more cricket talk. But okay, so guys, we're running out of time here. So I just wanted to get a couple more things up here. Obviously we've got Brentford at the weekend. Which of our players are you most excited to see play? Are you excited for any particular performance? I mean, after the match the other day, I'm excited for more Brennan Johnson, I'll be honest. But I'll throw this to AJ first. Which of our players are you most excited to see tomorrow?
Kulu. I think he's key to us. Like he offers something. You can play Maddison him in the same team, because they're both creative, forward-thinking players. But
Kulu's almost holding midfielder too. Kulu's got the ability to retain the ball. He's not just
100%. And they offer something completely different in the final third. They're both completely different players, but people need to start putting a little bit of respect on Kulu's name personally, and he needs to be focused on in the team and integral to it. So I can't wait to see him. I am hoping, with the injuries that Werner I don't know what's happened with Werner. I don't know whether it was just a knock, but he got injured. And who else? Odegaard's out for a long time. I'm hoping this opens up a spot for more, because I would love to see him, even if he's only getting on for 20, 25 minutes a game. I still would love to see this boy given the chance, because he looks quality, and he is much more likely to create and contribute to us than any of the others have been so far. Johnson isn't a winger. He's a wide forward. Watch him when he played for Boss. He's a wide forward.
Yeah,
it's a completely different role. that he's being played as a winger. I don't think he's got that ability. Werner, I'm not sure what ability he's using or doing because he's not good enough. He needs to go back. I don't know why we've got him. But yeah, Mikey Moore, Kulu and Mikey Moore, I'd definitely like to see involved and around the team.
Oh yeah, Mikey Moore. That's one I forgot about. We might be seeing more of him just because of injuries and things like that. So yeah, very, very good point. Yeah, good, very, very good point. I'm excited for both of them too. Jamie, what about you, buddy?
Well, the press conference a little while ago, which I posted up on our channel. It's Basuma's back, which is good. Lancashire's back in training now. So
hell yeah. I like that.
Richarlison, he's out for quite a while because Ange said
he's just broken.
Me about Richarlison because this is gonna be out for a long time. So I'm looking forward to seeing some actual decent crosses coming in where Solanke gets a header or a goal on. So I'm hoping for a big game for Johnson. I think it's important for Solanke to score this weekend just to give him the confidence. Because the longer you go without a goal as a striker, you lose your confidence. Because I think it happened to remember look at Harry Kane could never score in August, could he? And then
exactly.
And then he starts scoring.
The goals will come for Solanke. They will come because he's putting the effort in. He's getting himself in the right areas. But there will be people that will just jump on the negatives for any particular reason. Going, Solanke did nothing against Coventry. How many shots did we have? He's a striker, and in the first half, we had no shots. How are you expecting your striker to score if you're not creating the opportunity for them to score? It's a no-brainer. So let's actually see what he's like once he's played half the season, once he's got 16, 17 games under his belt. If we're still going, hopefully he'll get a goal soon, then yeah, absolutely. We've signed a dud. Send him back to where he came. Fine, but let's not go. Nah, he's rubbish. We need to get rid of him based on 2 games he's played, 2.5 games he's played. One of them, he was up against Saliba when we played Arsenal, and he was manhandling Saliba, bullying Saliba. What other striker, even Haaland, even Erling Haaland struggles against Saliba, but Dominic Solanke was putting it on him. Against Leicester, he was in all the right places, but the ball, he was rushing everything. It wasn't falling for him because he was too carried away. I think he was too eager to impress. Let's wait and see after half the season where we sit, what he's done, then we can judge.
Yeah, absolutely. Has Spurs in the house. Big up, Has. Glad to have you here, buddy. Don't always see you in here. It's nice to have you. He says he'd rather see more than Werner, and then it is time. Daniel saying it's time to admit the Timo experiment is over. I had hoped for him last season, but it's definitely not looking like it's going to not going to come to be, sadly. David Cheer says he's heard Levy's limbering up to replace Odegaard if needed. Could you imagine? Jesus Christ, that would be funny.
I would love just one special game for Daniel to manage the team, just so we can all just say, "Come on, Daniel, see how
I want to see his passion on the touchline. I think it'd be hilarious."
No, he won't sign the checks, and I'm sure they'll be running there, won't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Johnny Bethmo Green in the house, by the way. Big up, Johnny. Big up, man. Good to have you here, buddy. As always, one of my best mates, JBG. He says Levy's limbering up for the winter holidays, not to play in a match. Love it. And then Descartes says,
"That's where he's going."
Where's he going?
Another trip to Korea.
Probably getting us ready for it. Yeah. Hey, I mean, gotta follow the dollar. Descartes is saying his sole goal for the season is to see the likes of Gray, Bergvall, Moore, etc. get blooded into the team. We'll need to take our time to do it right, but we have to build. Absolutely. Big up. And then JBG says, let's hope Solanke isn't a one-season wonder. You wouldn't get his hopes up. I don't know. I think he'll come good. I really do. But we do have a habit of kind of breaking strikers at Spurs. So
remember, Harry Kane was a one-season wonder, and he done all right.
Exactly. In reply to Johnny, no, I get it. I'm not putting all my eggs in that Solanke's going to turn into a world beater basket, but I think 2.5 games in which he's shown some. Two of them he's shown promise and he's looked good in parts, for the most part, to be honest. And one where he wasn't getting any service. I just think that's too soon to be able to give any sort of real representation on what he's going to offer the club. So I'm quite happy to revisit this half the season in, see what he's done, see what he's contributed, and then we'll know, won't we? We'll have a better idea of whether he's going to be an integral part of the Tottenham lineup or if he's just another one-season wonder and being in the top 6 teams too much for him. But only time will tell.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we got to wrap up soon, so I just wanted to throw up. We've got a predicted lineup. Jamie put this together, and I just wanted to know if you guys thought that this looked like. Oh, let me get that comment. There's going to be a banner in here too. Let me get that out of the way. You guys think this is probably the lineup we're most likely to see tomorrow? AJ?
I'm just looking. 1 second, buddy. 1 second. Vicario, Romero, Van de Ven, Porro, Doggy, Benson, Johnson, Kulusevski, Maddison, Son, Solanke. It will probably be that. I personally, again, wouldn't start Son. I don't think he's offered anything of late. But at the moment,
we know
with injuries, what if we? Yeah, and he's the captain. So, but I think we've got to get away from that as a club. We've got to get away from you will play regardless. It doesn't matter if you're putting in a 3 out of 10 performance. You're the captain, so you play. If you're not performing, then you don't play. And with the injuries especially, I think he will. Yeah. So let's just hope Son actually turns up in this game and contributes, not only as a captain, as a leader of the team, but as a forward attacking player. Because lately, his great performances have been few and far between.
Absolutely. Fully agree. He's got to have a good game sometime, right? So hopefully it's tomorrow. Has asking if we'd rather see Son or Werner, and Gyros Peanut answers he'd rather see more. And I'm with Gyros Peanut on that one. Yeah.
Excellent answer. I would pick more over both of them all day long. I think both
Zapor says not start Son. Jesus Christ, man. I think Sonny would be way more effective off the bench. Because like Has says, his legs just aren't there anymore. But totally
agreed.
People to disagree. People could disagree. That's totally fine. I am not some expert football analyst. I'm just a guy who likes to watch Spurs. So support.
But you're not. I thought you was an expert. I thought that's why we all came on the show. You can't trust these Americans, can you?
we're all pretty shifty. We're all pretty shifty as Americans. So yeah, Zapor, I don't know. Do you think Zapor? I'll just ask you this: do you think that Son has contributed much this season? Because I don't yet. But I mean, that's not to say he won't. That's not to say he can't. Maybe he's having a slow start. Maybe he's carrying an injury. But if he is, why not start? Why start him? Look at this, and he says doesn't have legs. Wow, such madness. Support. I'm not trying to call you out here at all, by the way. I'm just trying to get your opinion up because it's different than everybody else's, and yeah, I think it's important to get all opinions up. But yeah, to me, he hasn't looked the same player. It could be asked that it could be because he's being asked to play a role that doesn't suit him. Could be many things. But yeah, that's just my opinion, Support, and not trying to be offensive with that opinion in the least. But guys, we're getting close to that time. It is 6 minutes until LTEL's prediction show starts. So I'm going to kind of start wrapping things up here. We've had a wonderful guest on today with Robbo. Robbo has got a TikTok and a YouTube channel that he is working on. His TikTok's huge. I think your YouTube channel is new, right?
Yeah, YouTube. I've just started putting the videos I put on TikTok up. I've literally just started putting the videos on the YouTube. But yeah, the TikTok, I'm over 1,500 followers at the moment. Yeah, it's good fun. Predicting all the games, doing all silly forfeits. And yeah, I think I said this earlier. I'm doing my first watch along for the Man United Palace game tomorrow. So if anybody's watching, wants to join me on that, obviously, yeah, click the link, follow me, and then join me for the game tomorrow. And we'll have a good chat about the 3 o'clock kickoffs as well. And yeah, have a bit of a good time.
Boom. And there is his TikTok. And then here is the link to his YouTube channel as well. Getting ready to put that up. Big up, Robbo. We always love having you on, man. And I can't wait.
Absolute pleasure, boys.
Yeah, when we play you soon, so I'm excited. We're definitely going to get you involved with that as well.
That's
so
when
there
the rivalries become rivalries, doesn't it? So
Yeah,
exactly. The
that'll make
friendship
an
goes out
interesting
the
show
window.
next week. Yeah, that'll make an interesting show next week. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. So there's the YouTube link to everybody. Zapor said, I watch all his international games. He's still the same player. It's a team sport. The entire team hasn't put up numbers. Once they start gelling, Son will put up the numbers once again. I truly hope you're right. I'm not trying to say that like I think Son's shit or I don't like Son. I just miss I just miss what he used to contribute, and I'm hoping that he can continue with that. If he plays a blinder tomorrow, I'm pretty fickle. If he plays a blinder tomorrow, I'll be back on the Sun train more than likely. So yeah, support. You wouldn't?
Can I quickly?
Yeah.
Can I quickly respond to? First of all, Destiny answers a put in different ways. Destiny said Son's our best player. He's got to start. How are you categorizing? How are you quantifying our best player? Do you mean best player because of what he's achieved in previous seasons, or are we talking about this specific season? Because if this specific season, he's not our best player. He's nowhere near. He's not in the top five. He's been poor, consistently poor. As a player, that's not good enough. But as the leader of the team, the man that people are looking to for inspiration, to pick them all up, to lead by example, it's been even worse. So I wouldn't start Son. You don't start a player because once they did something good. Yes, Son is a hero of the club, and I love the guy and what he's achieved and what he's shown and what he's given. I'm so thankful for. But we're not Stentiment FC. We are Tottenham Hotspur FC. We play players to affect the game and put in a shift. So we pick the players that are performing the best to give us that edge, that advantage. That advantage. Son isn't one of them at this current time. Is he a game away? Is he 2 games away, 3 games away from doing something? Maybe, but we won't know. All the while we're still putting him on there while he's playing badly, it's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. But was it Zapor? We've seen it with Romero. Some players play completely different for their country than they do for their club. It's not like us. It's not like if we got on the pitch and played for Spurs, we love the club. We support the club. It means something to us. You see it in academy prospects, right? The people from the academy. Look at United. McTominay puts in absolute great performances for United. Would he do that for another team? Possibly not, because he's not a fan of that team. It doesn't mean anything to him. He's there to pick up the paycheck and play the game. When you come through the academy, when the badge on the shirt means something to you, you're going to give more. You're always going to give that extra 5, that extra 10%. Son is a great player. He is proud to be Korean. And when he plays for the national team, the man leads by example and always puts in a shift because it means that much more to him, as it does with Romero. Does Romero give the same energy and the effort for Tottenham that he does Argentina? Not on your life. So saying what a player does for their national team has got absolutely no bearing on what they do for the Premier League.
And still, I think Son's being played out of position a bit, asked to do something that's not really his game, hug the touchline. Yeah, that's not what Son's best at. Son, I think Sonny might be more effective up top, where we all complained that he wasn't that good last season, but his numbers were great. So I don't know what the answer is with Son, but something, yeah.
Well, he came on against Coventry and he did nothing.
Nothing.
So
that was a weird team.
What did he do, lads? What did he do against Arsenal? What did he do against Newcastle? Yes, he might be our destiny. He might be our top scorer, but we've played 4 games. If he's still our top scorer after 20 games, maybe we can have that conversation.
And Zapor, I agree that he wants a trophy for Spurs too. I feel like we accidentally started a fight. Didn't mean to do that. And guys, we've got like a minute to go, so we will continue this on the next one. Zapor, nothing but love for you, bro. Nothing but love for you. Everybody, you got the links. You know where to find Robbo. And I also wanted to just throw up and say that El Tel's going live right after this in like 2 seconds to do his weekly prediction show. So everybody tune in over there. And we'll see you guys next time. I also wanted to just, as always, got to slag it up a little bit and say that our show is sponsored by Alloy Collectors, uk.alloycollectors.com, where you can get an awesome metal collectible kit that's a good desk decoration. It's good to put on a shelf, show your love for your team. So if you got a football fan in your life, make sure you head on over to that website, check out the products, and make sure you use our code 2sides for 15% off. Yeah, guys, Jamie, have I missed anything?
No. We're going live again tomorrow at some point, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So make sure you subscribed, hit the notification bell, slap a like on this video, please. It helps us out. We would really appreciate it. And we will see you guys tomorrow. All right, and I'll play us out with. I always say this. I'm playing this out with the intro because we don't have an outro, and I love the intro. So here we go, guys. And again, we will see everybody next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Cheers.
See you guys.
And once again, oh, that music's so loud. Hold on. And once again, I just wanted to say thank you again to Pete K for the 5 Talking Ball memberships. All right, now I'm really ending it. Guys, thanks again, and we will see you on the next one. See you guys. Everybody head over to LTEL. Let me get that link up. Gosh, I'm so bad at this. Everybody head on over to LTEL. Where's that link? There it is for the prediction show starting now. All right, bye, everyone. Oh, wait. You got to click the